last week. We're going to start standing, facing our mat, legs hip width apart, big toes facing forward. Just stack everything up, kind of get into your body, maybe close your eyes, feel your weight evenly planted on your feet. Become aware of any tension in your body or tightness. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through slightly pursed lips. So getting into our Pilates breath. Again, inhaling through the nose, and maybe we pull the shoulders back a little bit, just enough where they feel flat against the mat or flat against your back, and exhale. One more inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. So imagine you're standing up against a wall. We're going to start by peeling our spine off that wall. So on your next exhale, let's tuck chin and chest and start to roll down. We'll soften the knees a little bit for the first couple, in case you have any tension in your back. When you reach the bottom, just let everything hang heavy. Arms, head, shoulders. You do little reaches down towards the ground to kind of let your body release a little bit more into this stretch. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, scoop through the low abs. So restacking from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head. Nice deep breath in as we lift the chin. Exhale, tuck chin and chest, and we're going to roll back down again. We'll soften our knees again on this one. When you reach the bottom, letting everything hang down heavy. Arms, shoulders, head, spine. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, restacking our spine, leading up with our pubic bone. Nice and slow. And as your chest lifts, if you tend to roll the shoulders up and back, instead, just allow the shoulders to pull back, like their shoulders are reaching to opposite sides of the room, so they flatten against your back again, and then we lift the chin. We're going to do two more. Try to keep your legs straight as long as you don't have any tension in your low back. If you do, just soften the knees again. Let everything hang heavy. If you softened your knees at the bottom, you can straighten them. So get a nice deep stretch in the backs of the legs. And we can kind of bend one knee at a time. Again, just letting everything hang heavy to the floor. Straightening both legs, leading up with the pubic bone. We're going to restack our spine all the way back up against an imaginary wall. Shoulders reach to opposite sides of the room. Chin is the last thing to lift. One more time, we're going to do walkouts on this one. So tucking chin to chest, rolling down. Everything heavy. We're going to bring our hands onto the floor, bend the knees if you need to. Walk out, try not to wag your tail. We're going to find a full plank in our walkout. We're just going to hold strong in that plank, spreading the fingers wide, press through the knuckles, shoulders down, make sure the hips aren't lifted or drooping, and kind of sit back into your heels a little bit. We're going to maintain our plank. You're just going to bring one knee down to touch the floor without dropping your hips and bring it back up. Same thing on the left and up. So just alternating side to side. And as we're just bending the knee and flexing the hip, you want to keep your hips right where they're at. So no movement through the rest of your body. You're going to start to feel your core. Let's go 4 more sets. 3, 2, 1. We're going to pike our hips up, shoulders down, ribs down, heels down. Lift the sit bones instead. And then start to walk your hands back to your feet, trying really hard not to wag your tail. Let everything be heavy. And then we're going to restack our spine all the way back up against our imaginary wall. Shoulder blades pull back, chin lifts, and let's do that one more time. We're going to change the exercise at the bottom. Walking out, try not to move the hips side to side. Find that nice plank position. We're going to bring right knee to right elbow, and then bring the foot back. Left knee to left elbow, bring it back. So just holding nice and strong in our plank. Exhale, inhale. pause the knee at your elbow for a moment so you feel the core engage. The knee is not going to touch the elbow because we want to keep our spine straight and resist moving it. One more on the right and then the left. Hike the hips up, shoulders down, ribs down, heels down, lift the sit bones. And then walk your hands back to your feet, trying not to wag your tail. Let everything be heavy. And restack the spine all the way back up against your imaginary wall. And then we're going to step forward on our mat. We're going to practice our controlled sit down. So crossing one foot in front of the other, reaching the arms forward as you sit your hips back. There's a point where your heels will start to come up. And then when you can't bend your knees anymore, we're going to put the heels down and put the butt down. And then we're going to open up the feet as wide as the mat. Relax the feet, take a stretch forward. Rock side to side. Just deepen that stretch to the backs of the legs. And then we're going to start to lead back with our pubic bone, rolling back one bone at a time for the roll up. Take an inhale, stretch the arms overhead, point your toes. Arms come up, tuck chin and chest, lengthen the tailbone to the heels, roll up, flex the feet, reach forward. We're going to do this 4 more times, so taking your time with the 4 breath pattern, exhaling down, inhaling, lengthen over the mat, exhale to come up, inhale to stretch forward. 3 more, so really scooping through the abdominals so you feel one part of the spine touch the mat before the next. As you lay down the floor, you're lengthening your body over the mat. And then as we roll back up, it's 1 bone at a time again. 2 more. And 1 more time, everybody. Once we reach the bottom, we're going to bend our knees, place our feet flat on the mat, hip width apart. And we're going to take the arms up to the ceiling, palms face inward. And feel your shoulder blades draw back against the mat in your spine, like again, they're flat against the mat in your back. We're going to try to keep this little teacup balanced on our pelvis, so we'll stay in neutral. And we're going to bring both legs to tabletop and connect the legs together. When you bring your legs to tabletop and you're neutral, just make sure you're still melting the front of the ribs down so your ribs aren't arching and your back's off the mat like that. So I'm going to melt my ribs down so I feel my mid-back press against the mat, and the lower mid-back even. But I keep that little space open between the low back and the mat. Now from here, 1 arm at a time, we're going to bring it overhead and back. And as we do this, you want to resist any shifting in your ribs and in your spine. We can inhale, arm goes back. Exhale, arm comes up. Inhale and exhale. And we're just isometrically holding our abs to create our position through our spine. So you're going to feel that ab work here as we bring the arms overhead 1 at a time. 1 more right and then left. Now as the right arm goes overhead, I want you to take the left leg straight out and imagine hitting a bullseye with the toes. Maintain your neutral. Pull the knee in, reach the arm back up to the ceiling. The left arm and right leg stays still. So we're going to do the other side. So now the right arm, left leg is going to stay still. We'll take the left arm overhead, right leg out. Keep that neutral. Pull everything back in. Inhale. Exhale. So we're just going to alternate sides. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, pull it back in. So you'll feel your core working as you reach away from the body, the arm and the leg. And you're going to resist losing that neutral placement through our body. Resist the ribs flaring. 1 more each way. We're going to take the arms out to the side, palms facing up, and I want you to press the back of your arms and the back of your hands into the floor. You're going to imprint, bring your legs all the way up to the ceiling. And we're going to let our hips shift to the left as we draw our right foot down to the inside of the left knee. So it's kind of like a little passe. And you do want your right knee facing your left shoulder, not the right shoulder. So we don't want to be in turnout. So really squeeze and hug the legs together. We're going to bring back to center as you extend the right leg back up. Now we're going to let our hips go to the right. The left leg travels down the inner part of the right leg. The left knee is looking at the right shoulder. And then we're going to bring the legs back up. Now let's try to make it a little faster. Inhale and exhale. And as we're doing this, the shoulder blades stay on the floor. I'm using my exhale to come back to center so that I can engage my obliques more on my exhale. You're going to feel the backs of your arms and your spine and the muscles that run along the spine working to keep your shoulder blades on the floor. We're going to start to pick up our pace. Inhale, switch 2 times. Exhale, switch 2 times. So you're just making your movement a little smaller. 2 more sets. 1, 2, and we're going to hug the left knee in. I'll lengthen the right leg along the floor. Just let it rest for a moment. Hug that right knee in. Deep breath in and out. Switch sides. Right leg in, left leg, just reach it along the floor. Opening up the hips. Deep breath in and out. We're going to slowly bring our right leg to tabletop. Find neutral placement, so keep your teacup balanced. Place your hands right behind the head at the base of the skull. And we're going to curl up and rotate to that right leg. Lift the left leg up after you anchor through that left hip. Now we're going to switch for crisscross. And switch. Nice and slow to start. We'll switch on each breath. And the leg that's going out is the one that you want to anchor into the hip. So as my left leg reaches away from me, I'm anchoring into that hip so it doesn't come off the floor. You should feel like your hips are cemented to the floor. We're going to double time it, switch 2 times per breath. Four more sets. 2 more. And rest. Make circles with your knees on the ceiling. So really getting into those obliques today. And let's reverse. We're going to place the right foot on the floor. Take your left leg up to the ceiling. You can be in a little imprint. Just give that leg a nice stretch. Point the toes and flex 4 times. 3, 2, 1. Circle your foot 4 times each way. Just get that foot and ankle moving. Point the toes again. Maybe you bring it back towards you a little bit deeper of a stretch. And then we're going to place the foot on the mat. Bring the right leg up to the ceiling. Flex and point 4 times. And 3. And 2. Circle the foot 4 times each way. Just get that foot warmed up. Get your ankle warmed up. And then point the toe. Maybe we pull that leg back a little bit deeper to really feel that stretch through the leg. And then we're going to place the foot on the mat. Arms, we're going to bring them out to the side like the letter T, but palms facing down, still pulling the shoulders back. We're going to imprint our low spine. Legs hip width apart. Take the right leg up, flex the foot. You're going to lower the leg only as far as you can keep your spine against the floor. Point, lift it back up. Flex, lower, inhale, exhale, lift it up. So we inhale to lengthen that leg away, exhale to bring it back up. As you lower that leg, you're going to feel that work through your low abs. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. We're going to keep our leg up. Take that left leg, slide it along the mat. Really stretch it even though it's resting on the floor. Now anchor through those hips. And you're going to do little circles with your right leg, not as big as a tennis ball. We'll do 8 each way. 4 more. 3, 2, reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug that knee in towards your chest. Just release the hip flexor. And then we're going to place both feet flat on the mat again. Arms out to the side like the letter T. Squeeze the spine and the shoulders against the mat. Find your imprint. Left leg, we're going to bring it up. Flex the foot. Inhale, lower the leg only as far as you can keep your spine on the floor. And then exhale, point and lift. Inhale, flex and lower. Exhale, point and lift. 8 more times here. 7. So again, we're feeling that work through the low abs here. Like a little smile across the front of the hip bones. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to keep the leg up, reach to the top of the foot. Take your right leg, slide it straight along the floor. Really stretch through both legs. Anchor through your hips, little circles with that left leg about as big as a tennis ball. 4, 3, 2, reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug that knee in, just release your hip flexor. Deep breath in and out. We're going to bring our arms out to the side again, palms face up. Bring both legs up to the ceiling or to be an imprint, and we're going to repeat our little kind of like hip rotations to the side as you draw your leg into a little passe in parallel. So remember, as you bend the outside leg, the knee will look at the opposite shoulder. So we are a little bit more squeezed through the inner thigh. And let's start to pick up our pace, make it a little smaller. Side, 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 side. Keep pressing those shoulders out to the floor. And we'll go another 4 sets. 3, 2, 1. And hug both knees in. Make circles with your knees on the ceiling. It's a nice little massage for our sacrum. Reverse. Now we're going to take our left leg, reach it along the floor. Right leg reaches up. You're going to lace your fingers together and point the index finger, kind of like you're shooting a gun. We're going to tuck chin to chest. You're going to curl up. Reach those fingers towards the inside of your right ankle. And let's pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, to the outside. 8, 7, anchor into that left hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, inside. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, outside. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug that knee in, rest, deep breath in and out. Slide the right leg straight. Pull the left knee in, reach the leg up, anchor through the right hip. Make that little gun shape, tuck chin to chest. Curl up, reach the index fingers to the inside of your left ankle and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, outside. 8, 7, 6, anchor into that right hip. 4, 3, 2, inside. 7, 6, 5, belly to spine. 3, 2, 1, outside. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Deep breaths in and out. We're going to roll onto our left side. We're going to bend our bottom knee to give us a little anchor. You can create a tiny little mouse house if you want. It will close because we're going to do some side crunches. Take your top arm and just reach it along the side of your top leg. Make sure that shoulder is pulled back. We're going to keep our bottom palm down for a moment, and we're going to curl up as we lift our top leg. So you're just thinking about connecting the side of the right rib to the right hip. You can reach your fingertips to the bottom, to the top foot to help you curl deeper. And then we'll roll all the way back down. Exhale up. Inhale down. So again, we're exhaling to contract here. Inhaling to lengthen. This is what we're contracting and lengthening. Exhale. Inhale. Now we're going to make it a little more challenging. We're going to turn our bottom palm up. And on your exhale, you're going to come up, hold that position, and see if you can lift your bottom arm off the mat. So the whole arm comes off. And then we're going to lower everything down. So again, exhale, come up, bottom arm stays down. Hold that curl, lift your bottom arm. Lower all the way back down. One more time like that. Lift the leg, curl up. Now lift your arm. Really pull your belly in as you lift the arm, lower back down. Now we're going to lift everything up. There's a trick to doing this. You want to think about lengthening out that way so the fingers and the toes are reaching away from each other, and that's what's going to give you that lift to come up. Here we go. Lengthen to come up for 3. Lengthen to come up for 2. Lengthen to come up for 1. Good job, everybody. Bend the knees. Let your top hand come down in front. Let your head rest on your bottom arm. It is a lot of work in the neck here, so just give the neck a little break. We're going to lift our feet up and just do 10 clamshells to give our neck a break. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knee, lower the feet. Now we're going to extend both legs out so our whole body's in alignment with the front edge of the mat. We are going to practice our side teasers again today. So the bottom palm is down. We're going to take our top hand along the side. And right now, this should be challenging because you're trying to balance. So if you lose it, just come back to it. We're going to come up into our side bend. This one's a little tricky because we don't have that bottom leg to anchor us. So you are going to use your bottom hand a little bit and arm to pull up or to push into the floor. You're going to feel work along that bottom arm and side. And we're just going to hold that little banana shape in our body for a moment. And then we're going to allow our top hip to roll back as we slide our bottom hand in. You're going to hit a teaser, reaching the right fingers up to your toes. Both hips on the mat, and there's really no weight on this back hand. You should be able to lift it off. We're going to put the hand down, start to walk the fingers out as you roll your back hip forward, hit that little banana shape, and then slowly lower down. That's the hard part. We're going to do this 2 more times. Exhale up. Roll to the back, walk that back hand in, hit your teaser. Start to walk your bottom hand out. Roll the back hip forward, hit that little banana shape, your little side bend, and lower down. 1 more time. Nice and controlled. And lower back down. Very nice, you guys. We're going to go ahead and push ourselves up into a seated position with your left foot in front of the right knee. And we're going to take a stretch over the legs. Come down onto the forearm. You're going to reach away. Really feel that right side open up because that's where what was just working. All those obliques on the right. Come up onto your left hand, push your hips up and forward, just a deeper stretch through that side. And then go ahead and come all the way down. We're going to switch our legs to the other side. And let's do the other side. Bending your bottom knee so you have a little anchor. Top hand is going to reach along the top leg. Bottom palm is down for a moment. You can create a little mouse house if you want. It will collapse as we come up though, because we're going to crunch through here. So the bottom side has to flex. So on your next exhale, we're going to lift the leg and just do a side crunch. So think rib to hip. And there's really no weight in my arm. I'm not using my arm at all. And all the way back down. Exhale up. You can slide the top hand along the leg, kind of reach towards your toes. Inhale down. And again. Really feel those abs pull in as you come up. All right, let's make it a little more challenging. We'll turn our bottom palm up. Same thing. You curl up, do that little side crunch. Now hold it. See if you can lift your bottom arm just a little bit and then lower back down. So we feel all these muscles in here working. Exhale up, lift that arm. Inhale, lower. One more time. All right, let's do our lengthen out to lift everything off. Here we go, lengthen to lift 1. Exhale 2. 2 more, 3. 1 more, 4. And rest. It's a lot of work on the side, so we're gonna give our head a break, our neck a break. Bring your knees together, feet together. Lift your feet. You take your hand on your hip if you'd like. And let's do 10 clamshells just to let our neck rest for a moment. Just squeeze open. Squeeze open. 6 more. 4. 3. 2. 1. We're going to lower the knee, lower the feet. Start to extend your legs down so that your whole body's in alignment with the front edge of your mat. We're going to take our top hand along the hip, bottom palm is down, and then just find a little balance for a moment. This one's definitely a little harder because everything is stacked. Now the bottom arm, we are going to use it a little bit. So we're going to exhale, come up into our side bend, but use your bottom arm to help you lift the right side of your body off the floor. Find that little balance, shoulders back. Now roll the top hip back, sliding the back hand in, hit your teaser. The left hand is reaching to your toes, and there's really no weight on your right hand. Both hips on the mat. Now you're gonna start to walk the right arm out as you roll your top hip forward again. Bring those legs back in space so we hit that long line and slowly lower down. This is the hard part when you gotta lower back down. Let's do that again. Exhale up. Roll the top hip back, hit your teaser, inhale. Exhale, start to roll that top hip forward, hit that side bend. Inhale, lengthen down. One more time. Woo, very nice job, you guys. We're gonna push ourselves up. You'll have your right foot in front of your left knee. Kind of pull the hip back if you can. We'll stretch over the legs. And then coming down onto the forearm, reach away. And we're gonna come up onto the hand, push the hips up and forward, take that deeper stretch. And coming all the way back down. Very nice job. We're gonna go ahead and face our mat again with our legs out as wide as our mat. We're gonna take a stretch forward. We're going to scoop and roll down, sliding the feet in. Lift the hips up as you take your arms overhead for a shoulder bridge. Softening through your heart, rolling back down. Send the legs out, arms come up, and we're going to do another roll up. Flex the feet, big stretch forward. Leading back with the pubic bone, start to roll back again. Slide the feet in. Pick the hips up as your arms go overhead for your shoulder bridge. Softening, rolling back down. Take the legs out and exhale, roll back up. We're going to do this 3 more times. So just really open up the hips for your shoulder bridge. It'll feel good after doing those teasers. Big stretch forward. 1 more time, everybody. Sorry, 2 more. My bad. How dare I cut one off. Last one. We're going to end in with our head on the floor. So just roll down from your bridge. We're going to bring our hands behind our head at the base of the skull. Bottoms of the feet together so your knees are wide in a little butterfly stretch. Think about pulling the 2 hip bones together. So you're almost kind of tucking the tail under slightly. And we're going to do 6 crunches here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to do 6 more. We're going to make it a little harder if you want. Lift your feet off the mat into a little hover. Really tuck the tail under. 6 crunches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. It's a lot of core work. We're going to bring our legs together. Place the hands right underneath the hips. And bring our legs to tabletop position. Cross the ankles. So from here, we're just going to do little hip lifts. I'm putting the hands behind the hips just to give us a little bit more assistance. We're just going to do little lifts. Little lifts. So the hands will come, or the hips will go back down to the hands. Just gives you a little bit of elevation to make your hip lifts a little easier. Let's start to bring our arms down to the side, pull the shoulders back, and see if you can keep going with your hip rolls. Maybe see if you can come up to the shoulder blades without the head and shoulders coming off the mat. 2 more. 1 more. And rest. We are going to practice jackknives now. So the hip rolls, that's a really nice kind of like start into your jackknife. So if the hip rolls are challenging enough for you, go ahead and stick with those. We're only going to do like 3 jackknives. So just keep doing those hip rolls. You'll probably get to maybe like 10 or 12 of them by the time we're done with 3 jackknives. So if you want a jackknife, we're going to take our legs up to the ceiling. I'm going to make it a little harder today by staying in imprint. We're going to lower the legs and reach the arms overhead. And then you're going to bring your legs back up as you bring your arms down to your side. And then roll up to the top of your shoulder blades. Balance. Make sure you're not on your neck. Now we're thinking bottom of the ribs to the hips. So stay connected there and take your legs up to the ceiling, only as far as you can stay balanced on your shoulder blades. And then we're going to scoop and roll down, keeping the head and shoulders on the mat. When you hit your imprint, keep your imprint, and then we're going to reach our arms overhead, lower the legs. And again, exhale, lift the legs as the arms go to your side. Lift the hips, roll up to your shoulder blades, reach the legs up, balance, soften, roll down. Keep your imprint, reach those arms overhead, legs go down 1 more time. And then once our tailbone touches the mat or sacrum touches the mat, just hug the knees in towards your body. We're going to practice our teasers kind of similarly. So we're going to take our arms, by our side. As the legs go down, the arms go up. And then we're going to start to lift the legs, but instead of lifting our hips, we're going to tuck chin to chest, and we're going to start to curl up. Your legs can lower, which will help you come up and hit a teaser. You can always bend the knees here if you need to. We're balanced right to the back of the sit bones, upper mid-back is straight. We're going to take the arms overhead. Now keep your legs right there. You're going to roll back down. Arms to your side, just lift your legs up so they're reaching to the ceiling again. Let's do that again. Keep your imprint. Bring the arms overhead as your legs go down, only as far as you can keep your imprint. Lift them back up. Now the arms are going to kind of reach towards your toes as your toes are up to the ceiling. And we're going to tuck chin to chest, start to curl up. You're going to lower the legs a little bit to help you roll all the way up. You're going to balance at the top, right to the back of the sit bones. Reach the arms overhead. Keep your legs there as you roll down. And then lift the legs up again. Bring your arms back to your side. I think we have one more in us, right? Let's take the arms overhead, lower the legs. Bring the legs up, tuck chin to chest, roll up. You can lower the legs a little bit to help you come up. Hit your teaser. Reach those arms up. We're going to lower back down. Take the legs up. Woo, and hug the knees in, roll side to side. Deep breath in and out. All right, we're going to roll onto our stomach for some extension. So we're going to hold an extension, which will allow our abdominals to lengthen, and it just feels good. So come up onto the forearms, shoulder blades back. Lift your heart up so you feel stretch in your core, but I don't want you to sink your belly to the floor. So we are still slightly engaged through the core, even though the muscles are lengthened. So keep the abdominals pulled up as you're lifting the heart and the belly. That way we protect our low back, but we still get that nice lengthening stretch through the abs. Keep the shoulders back, even weight in your elbows. Now we're going to start to lengthen the tailbone to the heels and pick your abs up even more. Take your legs up. Now you might lower down slightly, but we're going to see if we can stay lifted and reach our arms out and up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, lower everything down. Take a deep breath in, exhale, legs and the tailbone to the heels. Pick everything up on your inhale, another 5, 4, 3, legs can be turned out. 1, lower back down. One more time, deep breath in, exhale, lift everything up, and lift the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly lower down. Let's push ourselves into a show stretch. Knees can be apart or together. Arms at your side, and rest the top of the forehead on the floor. Deep breaths in and out. One more deep breath in and out together. And then we're going to restack our spine all the way back up against an imaginary wall. All right, we're going to come onto our forearm. Left forearm, left knee bent. Top hand can be on your hip or on the floor. Make sure the shoulder is back. And we're going to lift our bottom hip off the mat. Little side plank. If you feel comfortable here, we can take that bottom foot down and go heel or a toe to heel and just hold. I actually like my top leg forward. So you can kind of play around with what you like best. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly bring the hips down. We're going to bend the knees and take a stretch over the legs. Let's switch to the other side. So again, we'll start with our bottom knee down, bottom shoulder back, pick the hips up. For more of a challenge, you can extend your bottom foot. You can play around with if you want your top foot forward or back. I like mine forward. Keep holding. So we're getting that really nice work through that bottom side. 5, 4, 3, 2. Gently bring the hips down. We're going to come all the way up and take a stretch over the legs. Alrighty. We're going to practice our side bends. So we're going to turn our left knee up. Right foot is going to be behind the left foot. Just like that last exercise, you want to make sure this shoulder doesn't roll forward. So really feel like you're pulling it back. Press through the knuckles of your bottom hand. Top hand will be palm up, balanced on the left knee. Now we're going to push our hips forward, which lifts them off the mat. You're just coming into a long line from the crown of your head to the center of your pelvis. The knees are open. We're going to take our top arm overhead and arch over the mat. Nice big stretch here. Lengthen back to that straight, long line, and then hips go down, which they'll go back as they go down. Again, inhale all the way up and over. Exhale. Now we're going to do 2 more that are advanced if you want. You're just going to pass through and squeeze the tops of the legs together right into that big long stretch. Lengthen, bend the knees, slowly come down. One more time, everybody. Inhale up and over. Exhale, back and down. Shake out your wrist. Other side. So top foot is in front of the bottom foot. Legs are away from you. Left hand, we're pressing into the knuckles. Right hand, palm up on the knee. Shoulders step back and down. We're going to lift the hips, kind of push them forward, find that long line, and then arch over your mat. Nice stretch. Lengthen to your long line, and then slowly bring the hips back down. When you're coming down, you're feeling that work through the shoulder and the side of your body. Right into it, inhale. And exhale. Advanced variation, we'll squeeze the inner thighs together. Both feet on the mat. Inhale, stretch up and over. Bend the knees, hips go back and down. One more time. We're going to go ahead and lie on our stomach. You can shake out your wrists a little bit. Bring the arms forward. Legs in, turn out hip width. Lengthen the tailbone to the heels. Lift the head, chest. Pull the abs up and in, lift the arms and the legs. We're going to swim. So right arm, left leg lowers, and then we switch. Switch, switch, switch. Once you feel comfortable, you can start to pick up your pace. You want to feel as though your hips are cemented to the floor. So if you start to wobble, slow down, make sure you're on opposites. Make sure the arms and the legs are moving at the same pace. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, belly lifts up more, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and one more set, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, and rest. Shell stretch. Knees can be together apart, arms at the side, rest the top of the forehead on the floor. Deep breathing in and out. We're going to slowly restack the spine, nice and slow so you get that stretch through your spine. And then we're going to bring our hands onto the mat in front of us. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, push forward into your hands, lift your hips. Walk your hands to your feet, try not to wag your tail. Let everything be heavy. Restack the spine all the way up against your imaginary wall. I'm just going to move to the other side of my mat in case my head's cut off on that side. My mat's kind of at an angle in my room. We're going to do a little balance work now. So again, big toes face forward. I'll face the camera to start. And feet and knees hip width apart. Even weight transference on your feet. So you don't want to be more in your heels, you don't want to be more in your toes. You kind of want even distribution of your weight. We'll bring our arms out in front. If your arms get tired, you can always put them on your hips. Really pull up through your core, so hip bones, sit bones pulling up. And we're going to slowly lift our right leg without shifting our body weight over too much. Find a little balance. Slowly put the foot back down. As you transfer your weight to both feet, try not to allow your weight to like shift really far over. And again, pulling up, left foot's gonna come off the floor. Just bring your knee up, find that little balance. Anchor into the big toe and little toe and heel on your left foot. Slowly bring the foot back down. Let's do that again. I'm kind of using an inhale to lift my knee, but you can do the reverse. Good, now we're gonna keep going, but this time as you lift your knee, take the arms up. Shoulders down. And then foot goes down, arms come down. Other side. Let's do an inhale now. And exhale. One more each way. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. I'm going to turn to this side now. You're going to keep your arms forward. We're going to pull the left leg in. Flex the foot. Bring your heel to your bottom. And then start to send that leg back as you stretch your arms forward. So now you're perpendicular over your standing leg. Imagine a light on your left hip. It's going to stay shining straight down on the floor. We're going to bend our right knee just a little bit. Anchor through that foot. Press up 4 times. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go ahead and bend the back knee, coming all the way up, stacking shoulders over hips. And then we're going to do it again. Bring the heel to the bottom as you take the arms forward. And then we're going to pull it back up 3 more times like that. And just really hold that balance. 2 more. One more time. We're going to pull the knee in, bring your foot down, shake it out. We're going to do the other side. So a lot of work, mostly on the standing leg. That's the one you're going to feel the most here. So we'll take the arms up, bring the right knee up, or other leg, whatever one you weren't on. We're going to flex the foot, bring the heel to the bottom. As you take your leg back, send your arms forward so you're perpendicular over that standing leg. Imagine a light on that back hip. You're going to keep it shining down. Bend your standing knee just a little bit, anchoring through your foot. Push up 4 times. 3, 2, 1. We're going to bend our back knee, slowly bringing our shoulders back over our hips. And then we're going to, again, bring the heel to the bottom. Send the arms forward as your leg goes back so you're leaning over the floor. And then we're going to do that again, coming all the way up. Inhale. Exhale. Or you can do the reverse. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. 1 more. Really anchor into that standing foot. And then, woo, bring your knee in and place the foot down and just kind of shake it out. It's a lot of work on that standing leg. And you'll feel your foot kind of like, do these little adjustments. Mine was doing that and I adjusted too much and I almost fell over. So if you lose it, you just find it again. We're going to stand to the back edge of our mat. Imagine you're up against that wall just like we started with. Tuck chin and chest, we're going to roll down, allowing everything to be heavy over the floor. We're going to just bend and straighten one knee at a time. You can allow the hips to shift. So you feel that stretch in the hip and the side of the leg. And then if you can, get your hands on the floor and right in front of your feet. And then we're going to bring our right hand in the middle, peel the left arm up. And as you peel the left arm up, you're going to bend your right knee. Nice deep inhales and exhales. We're going to rotate back to center as we straighten the right leg. Left hand in the middle. Peel the right arm up, and as you do that, bend the left knee. Deep breaths in and out. Feel that nice stretch on the outside of the left hip, right hip. Big stretch through your spine. We're going to slowly bring the hand back down as we straighten the leg. We're going to take a ragdoll, resting our elbows in our hands. Deep breath in and out. You can kind of swing forward and back or side to side. Maybe you do a little bit of both. Closing the eyes if that feels okay for you. Just let everything hang heavy. Coming back to center, bringing the hands onto the floor. We're going to walk out. Try not to wag the hips into a plank. Gently bringing the knees down, uncurl the toes, step your left foot forward into a hip flexor stretch. Bring your hands up onto the knee if you feel comfortable with your balance. Really engage through your abs. So imagine a zipper from your pivot bone to your belly button. You're going to zip that up. Even try to zip it all the way up to the crown of your head. Press your back top of the foot into the floor. See if you can lift your knee. Slowly bring it back down. Take the right arm high, add a gentle back bend. Bring the hands onto the mat, extend your front leg. We're going to round our spine and then extend. And you're going to hold the extended part so you feel that deep stretch in the hamstring on your left. Flex your foot if you'd like. Breathe and hold. Bring the foot back down. And now you're just going to let your body rest over that front leg. Slowly picking your body up, we're going to slide the left foot back. Step the right foot forward into your hip flexor stretch. If you feel comfortable, bring your hands onto the knee. Imagine that zipper from your pubic bone all the way up to the crown of your head. You're going to zip it up nice and tight. Press the top of the back foot into the floor. See if you can pick your knee up. Slowly place it back down. Left arm lifts high. Add a gentle back bend. That is my foot sliding on the mat, in case you heard that. And we're going to bring our hands down onto the floor. Extend your front leg. Round your spine. And then extend your spine. And we're going to hold the extension so we feel that really nice stretch through our hamstring. You might even feel a stretch in the top of your foot. Relax the foot when you're ready. Deep breaths in and out. Put the foot down, and then just let your body rest over the leg. We're going to pick our body up, slide the right foot back, so you're coming onto the hands and the knees. And we're going to take our right palm and turn it up. Fingertips face you. Keeping the elbows straight, and just stretch out the forearm. Be gentle. We're going to go ahead and turn it back around. Same thing on the left. Palm faces up. Gently put pressure on the back of the hand, keeping your elbows straight so you feel that stretch in the wrist and the forearm. Turn it around, so now your fingertips face you, but we're gonna put our palms on the floor. Shoulders down, and then all you're gonna do is sit your hips back a little bit so you feel that stretch in your palm and your wrist and in the front of your forearm. One more deep breath in and out. You can kind of roll off your fingers, just be gentle. That way you almost get a stretch into that little tunnel, carpal tunnel in here. Now we're going to have a seat with our legs crossed in front. Let's stretch our low back out to end today. So we're going to have our right leg in front. You're going to place your right hand on the knee. Left hand is going to go by your hip on the floor. You're going to rotate away from that right leg. Push the right leg away and lean down over your left leg. The right shoulder will roll forward a little bit. That's okay. You're just focusing on pushing the knee away. We're going to add these little pulses down over the your left leg. And we're going to hold this last pulse. You're going to feel this very deep stretch in the low spine on your right, maybe even into the hip. Just make sure you anchor down through that right hip. We're just going to lift up off of that, switching legs, left hand on the knee, right hand by your hip on the floor. Push the knee away, rotate away from it, and we're going to lean down over the right leg. You can add those little gentle pulses if you like. We're going to make sure that left hip stays on the floor. We're going to hold this last pulse. Big stretch in the low back and into the hip. Come back to center. Let's bring our legs in, give them a little hug. And then we're going to do one more stretch today because I just feel like we need a little bit more into the outside of the hip after class today. So we're going to take the right leg, your right leg out, my left, your right. Cross just above your right ankle, just above the left knee. And now, if it feels good for you, we are going to bend the right leg so that your legs are kind of stacked. If this doesn't feel good, just bring your right foot, your left foot in front of you, like that. All right, so equal weight on your hips as best you can. We're getting this nice opening in here. We're going to bring our arms onto the floor and slowly slide out to deepen your stretch. And just go as far as your body allows you to. Deep breaths in and out. Relax any gripping in your hips. They might grip a little bit here. Slowly start to walk the hands back up. Ooh, that feels much better. So go ahead and take your left leg down, cross just above your right ankle, just above your left, so you have like a figure 4 shape. And then we're gonna bend the left knee, kind of get yourself adjusted. This doesn't feel good for you, just take the foot off the leg like that, and you can still get your hip stretch. Same one we usually do I usually do at the beginning of classes. Even weight on your hips as best you can. Bring our hands onto the floor. This might be good, so just stay here. If you want a deeper stretch, we're going to slide our arms out as far as your body allows you to go. Relax any gripping in the hips as you hold your stretch. And then slowly start to walk the hands back up. Oh, that feels so much better. I'm glad that I did that today. Just even for myself, it just feels so much more open through the hip area. So we did a lot of balance stuff, so those muscles are really got a good workout today.